And we continue with the Advent series. It's the first Friday of Advent, December 2nd. There was once a man who was engaged to a woman he loved dearly. She was very much a match. They both had the wry sense of humor, that witty banter that took up half the night and frustrated their friends, and were able to understand the other's pain in a manner that penetrated deep into each other's souls. The man had dabbled in misanthropy, having long given up on thoughts of love and buried himself in his work, producing marvels that amazed his friends. But he was frustrated that others could not understand the work until he met her. She knew his intent quite well and encouraged him, giving him the strength to carry on. It was a strength that surpassed the one within him, for it was the spark that burned. The woman, however, had a friend from high school she admitted she had a crush on and thought of him occasionally. They would meet up and just hang out, but she always returned to her betrothed. The friend had a reputation for being a womanizer. He had 12 children with 7 different women, and the woman admitted she did like bad boys. Oh, her fiancé was perfect. He was kind, considerate, and creative. But there was something about the friend that just stirred feelings she never felt before. Their friendship grew to the point where soon she found herself alone with him on numerous occasions. She finally had given in to the temptation when he admitted he always had a thing for her. And soon, she found herself pregnant. She hadn't planned on this, but she was exhilarated. However, her friend had proposed that she remain with her fiancé and pass the child off as his. Why not? He wouldn't notice at all, and they loved each other, that he could not bring himself to leave her. She had a once proud man tied around her finger. He even told her that the Leo Sayer song, More Than I Can Say, perfectly articulated how he felt about her, and she was assured of her position. They collaborated on numerous projects and were so intertwined. However, when the man found out about the affair, he was dumbstruck. He was understandably shaken and felt that his soul had been physically torn from his body. How he was even living was beyond comprehension. At first, he tried his best to carry on as if nothing happened. He'd look at her and force a smile, and she'd smile in return, but it was obvious there was something wrong. She tried to do little favors for him, but there was a growing chasm between them, and she was desperate to close it. "You've been distant lately," she'd say. "Are you alright? Can we please talk about this?" She knew he'd never tell her to abort the child, and she wanted to keep the baby. He never gave her a response, but mumbled something and went off. "We can raise the child together," she told him one day. "We can still have a family. We can still be together." This set him off. This was the moment. The spark that ignited the pent-up conflagration. "You expect me to raise a child that's not mine as my own and be okay with it," he thundered. "I loved you, but you cannot expect me to be okay with the fact that you let yourself be seduced and impregnated by a cad. You expect me to raise a child from another man? Suppose this were to happen again." Loved? She had spoken with her friends previously, who all assured her that he would be okay with it. But she never really asked him how he felt, and he never really voiced his opinion on the matter. But that day, what he said shook her to the core. She tried to assure him, but it was all in vain. He turned her out of the house, packing her bags personally and sending her away. She remembered sobbing on the front porch as her friend made her way to collect her things and pack them in the car. She stared out the rear windshield, watching the house they called home for a year and a half disappear as they turned a corner. She eventually gave birth to a healthy baby boy and named him after her ex-fiancé. The friend who impregnated her came to visit and asked if the fiancé would be dropping by. The woman began sobbing, both tears of sorrow and joy, and she asked if there was a chance they could possibly be together. She loved him, but he gave the same mumbled response and told her he'd get back with her. This was child number 13, and his schedule was packed with visiting the other kids and other women. As she laid on the hospital bed, she looked out the window, a tear rolling down her cheek. She had become another number, another notch in the belt. And she cursed her ex-fiancé but whispered his name. And the memory of their love now lived in the name she had given to the child.